Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to display 3D models in augmented reality space in native Android application with Kotlin. So let's get started. So I have already captured the video recording of the output, so I'll just show you that. So first it asks us for the camera permission, so I'll quickly give the camera permission. Then you have to find a plane or whatever floor with the help of your camera, and here you can see it is trying to search for the plane. That's why it is displaying the loading indicator. And once it has displayed, here you can see I have placed this 3D model on my plane. Now to be completely honest with you, I'm using this third-party library called ARSceneView. So here you can see I'm zooming in, zooming out as well the 3D model. One thing which I have noticed is that I'm not sure if that's the problem with this library or if it's the limitation of my Android hardware. Like when I was trying to scale it, it's not really as smooth as compared to iOS devices. So that's very disappointing, at least according to me. Also, when you place an object, it doesn't really feel smooth. Like the entire augmented reality process does not feel smooth to me on Android as compared to iOS, but maybe it's because I'm not using a Pixel device or a OnePlus device. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy, so yeah, it's not that costly a device, but yeah, still it supports augmented reality. So I'm not really sure, like I don't really feel good about this, but yeah, it is what it is. So first what you need to do is first create an Android project. I'm using MTView's XML project, but feel free to use Jetpack Compose as well if you feel like. Then we need to add this particular dependency io.github.sceneview ARSceneView 2.3.0, and make sure you click on the sync now button. Here you will see a sync now button. Just click on it and it will download the dependencies for you. Then inside Android manifest, I have just added the internet permission because the 3D model I'm displaying it from a network URL. We don't really require the camera permission because that is handled internally by this particular library which we have added over here. Then you just need to go to activity_main, and here we have this layout. So here we define an ARSceneView. So here we define an ID to pass an ID to it. We define the width and height as well of 0 by 0. Then here we just constrain it to all sides of the screen. That's it. Then here we define a circular progress indicator, and then here we define an ID of loading view. Here we define the width and height as wrap content as well. Then here we have defined a gravity of center. Indeterminate is true. Indicator size is 64 dp, and here again we constrain it to the center of the screen. So this is just a progress indicator, just so that it detects our plane and places our 3D model. Okay, then you just need to go to main activity, and here we have all the imports. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports that are there. Then here firstly we define this ARSceneView. Here is our circular progress indicator as well, and by default the value is false, but once this value is set to true or whatever value it is, we accordingly change the isGone property of our loading view. Then here we have to define an anchor node as well. Now even I am not really good at this. I have copied all this code from the documentation, so I'm not going to pretend as if I know everything. So I think it requires an anchor node, and here we are updating the instructions as well. So in case if the user is pointing the phone in the wrong direction, we have to tell them. So I'm not displaying this text inside a text view. I'm just logging it to the console, but you can display it inside a text view as well if you like. And in case if there is any tracking failure reason, we are just keeping a variable for that as well. Then inside on create, we initialize our loading view. Here we initialize our ARSceneView as well, and as soon as it is initialized, we assign a life cycle to it. Then plane renderer is enabled by true. Here we configure the session as well. So we define the depth mode. Okay, we also define the instant placement mode as well as light estimation mode, and here we have this on session updated as well. So we just do frame.getUpdated planes first or null. Again, I have copy pasted all this code from documentation, so yeah, sorry, I'm not really good at this. In case if there is any tracking failure, we just assign it to this variable over here. Then here we have this add anchor node. So we just do ARSceneView.add child node, passing in the anchor node. ARSceneView.engine, passing in our anchor. Then here we call the apply is editable is true. Lifecycle scope.launch is loading is true. Then here we do button build model node, add our child node to it. Okay, I don't know why I have written it twice. I'll just remove this. And is loading is false, and anchor node is equal to this. Then here we have this build model node. Then here we define the ARSceneView.modelLoader.load instance, and here you can see this is the URL which we are passing, from which our 3D model is getting placed. I'll also quickly show you, in case if you want to display like if you are shipping the 3D model alongside your application as well. Okay, so that's why I was using this as well. So here we get our model instance, we create a model node out of it, we center it. Okay, and here you can define the scale to whatever you feel like is correct for you. So if you have a different 3D model which is extremely small, and if you're not able to see it, make sure you change the scale as well. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Now suppose you have a 3D model which is not located on a server, but instead you are shipping it with your application. So in that case, all you need to do is just right click over here, new folder, assets folder, and you just have to click on finish, and it will create a folder called assets. Okay, ignore this environments folder for now, this was just part of my debugging. You just have to create a folder called models inside that, and here you will have to place your 3D model whatever you want to place. Then you can just comment this line out and uncomment this one. And yeah, this is how you can use it. One thing which I want to tell you is okay, I'll just uncomment this again. Okay, in case if you are using this like this approach, if you are shipping the 3D model along with your application, just go to build.gradle.kts and maybe add this particular part as well, no compress, and here maybe you will have to add this part as well, GLB, something like this, and just do a sync. Now I think even if you don't add this, it might work inside debug mode, but in release you might face issues, so it's better you had this particular bit of code as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. But like I said, I'm not really excited by this because the experience is really bad. Even like placing simple 3D models and doing rotations, translation and all that stuff. Maybe it could be related to my hardware of my Android device. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.